Wow, dang it. I got me a perm fro right now. To my hair braided last. Yes, 2 days ago. Yes. Alright. The reason why I'm making this video is about the controversy of um what's his name? Um Tom Hanks' son using the N word. Now I don't approve it, but I'm gonna let you know that the reason why he's not being frank about why he's using the N word. You see, folks need to stop thinking that mixed race ancestry does not define your identity, and it does. I mean, just like for example, I claim I look more African American, but not too African American. I'm not dark brown skin. Um, I'm African American, Native American, and Caucasian descent. That's my background. That's who I am. That's how my family got here from both the African slaves, the slave masters, and the Native American people, the white slave masters and Native American people that was here. And then you go along with the French Creole side of my family as well. Because I got both English and French on my dad's side, and French on my mom's side. I don't know about my great grandmother. I don't know about my grandfather on my dad's side. I'm still researching his roots. Some, big time, because there's a lot of research to find out. But because he wasn't around my mother when she was, after she was born and stuff, and he got killed in '86. So there's a lot of secrets there that's missing. But I know on my mother's side, my grandmother, on my mom's side, my maternal grandmother, there's black, French, Creole, and Native American as well. So that's what I am. That's my mother's black and French Creole, Native American. Maybe something else besides that. We don't know too much. Of course, my father was considered black, but the one draw rule, ignore other races in your background. So that's the reason why. So the reason I'm bringing this up because he's not pure white. This white guy, what is the man name? Um, well, anyway, Tom Hanks' son. Okay, he's a rapper. I can look and tell this man has African roots, and I'm going to back it up. You see, there's a group, just like the Creole people, like us Creole people. There's a multiracial group, a triracial group, because we are mixed with African, French, and sometimes Spanish. I don't know Spanish in my background, but just French, French and the American. I'm also mixed with English besides those three, which is another white ethnic group. But we're mixed with African American, French, which is along with other European nationalities, which is Caucasian and Native American. Well, there's been triracial groups besides Creoles. Okay, we just the biggest known one in the United States. There was a triracial isolate called the Melungeons. Melungeons, I'm gonna put the link down. Melungeons are mixed with many Melungeons do look white. They probably have those that look like me and darker who don't identify with the Melungeon identity, but they many was from the Appalachian Mountains, especially Virginia. They were mixed with African, European, and American as well. Meaning those who do look white do pass and live as white people. They identify as white. They're not pure white. I can look and tell when I found out about this 11 years ago when I found out that Tom Hanks was a Melungeon, that curly hair, the dark curly hair, okay? Right there I can tell that he's like mulatto, very mulatto, you know what I mean, mulatto in the stereotypical sense. And and this is so funny, he never mentioned, and he played Forrest Gump, Forrest Gump fan was a Klansman. It's so funny, this same guy is also in, there's other Melungeons. Elvis is a Melungeon. Yes, he's part black. He was part black too. So is Lisa Marie. So I guess you say Michael Jackson was married to a part black woman, first wife. Okay. Um, this article also mentioned Heather Locklear. I know Heather Locklear is a Lumbee. Lumbees are another transracial isolate, meaning more Native American, but they also mix with white and black. A lot of North Carolinians, I remember one brother told me, no Lumbees say they're just Native American and they just white black mix. I said, no, they mix with all three. They're not just white and black. I remember one time in 2001 when I mentioned that Heather Locklear was a Lumbee, he's from North Carolina. I said, she's a Cherokee tribe down there too as well. He said, how do you know this? And he said, well, those Lumbee people, they lying, they not Native American, it's mixed with black and white. I said, no, they also mixed with Native American. Well, her dad's side is Lumbee, but this article also says that Heather Locklear is also a Melungeon. Who else was a Melungeon? Ava Gardner. Ava Gardner was a Melungeon. Nancy Hanks, who was one thing folks understand. Barack Obama's not the first so-called pure black, part black. Well, he is part black, the so-called black president. He's not, okay. I already knew this. That what's it called? Abraham Lincoln, who's Nancy Hanks, is his mother. Abraham Lincoln's mother was a Melungeon. Um, and Steve Harvey. It's so funny. Steve Harvey, not Steve Harvey. Excuse me, not Steve Harvey. Steve Martin. Steve Martin. I remember one film where this black family was taking care of him. And my grandfather taped it, and I never forget. I looked at strangers. They said, "Don't trust Whitey." Turned Steve Harvey, Steve Martin. Excuse me, Steve Martin. He's playing this white guy that was on. Remember, that was adopted by his black family. He loved a Cocoa black culture. His black Anglo-Irish, should I say, culture. They were dancing, in the porch in the front yard, dancing. And then when he about to go, and the black brother tell him, "Hey, remember this, don't trust Whitey." And it's so funny. I'm like, huh? But it's funny. This guy was playing Steve Martin. It got black DNA in him. Okay. He also played with Queen Latifah. Saying stuff like, So Steve Martin is also mixed with black, white, Native American. He's also Melungeon as well. I'm going to the article. Who else is mixed with Melungeon? And Rich Mullins. He's a songwriter. If he's still alive, I can see one of his songs. And it actually mentions them. Yeah, African American ancestors of mixed groups like the Melungeons, their brothers, the Lumbees, and because other triracial groups, the red bones. Before no one that word red bone will come about high yellow chick, red bone, yellow bone, okay, red bone, brass knuckles, brass ankles, and many other names of those who have mixed with black, white, and Native American descent. Triracial isolates that exist in this country that many people ignore. We got talking about when these mixed race people back in the 1960s and 70s who come out of mixed black folks who have black identity, should I say, and white people. Okay, that's not the beginning of race mixing. I'm a product of a historical race mixing. Okay, um, this is not when you see celebrities marrying, that's not the first time it happened in this doggone country, y'all. Okay, I'm a result of what happened back in slavery. Okay, the master mixing and whatever, or either the French Creole part, because my great grandfather, who's still living on my mom's side, does not know how his grandfather, his grandfather, who looked like a white man, came. You know what I'm saying? All they know they're from Louisiana and it was French Creole. Okay, and he carried his last name, should I say. So, but when it goes to my grandfather on my dad's side, who was a dark skinned Creole, other family was told me that his grandmother was a dark mixed Creole as well with Indian Native American, that's black and French and Native American, should I say. And they just know a certain one because it's in one thing, it's very horrible. Now Louisiana does have records because they have parishes. Okay, it was a Catholic state, and the church carried records of the slaves and the people who lived there, whatever. Okay, but Anglo-Saxon South. Okay, like I found out, my grandfather on my mom's side, his dad folks were from Virginia on the Mormon side. They don't remember because the parishes would carry the slave name and who had the children. But there was records in the Anglo South, should I say, white South, that only say white person, blah blah, this and that, whoever lived in the house, and the slave name, but not the last name. You know what I'm saying? So, and usually the last name of the slave will go by the slave master's last name. And also, too, not only by slave master, I was telling this white woman when I was working for the census back in 2000. I said, excuse me, not only that we have the white man's slave master's name, we also have their ancestry blood because they were raised and mixing on the plantation. Okay? So, I know it was some rapes that happened, but hey, just like rapists, just like killing and murdering and castrating, it's hard, so it's worse. We have to talk about this. We don't want history to repeat itself because it's a saying. Those who don't know history were damned to repeat it. So we gotta talk about this. We want, and we don't know where we come from. It's a reason for this thing. Bad things happen for a reason. The Bible even say that. Good things, bad things Good come out, great good come out the bad thing. So point is, I'm just saying that I talk about this, and so going back to about the situation with the rapper, the reason why this man is using the N word because I don't know if it's a dark secret that because usually those who do pass as white, whether they're Melungeons, the Brass, Angle, or whatever their names is, Lumbees, Creoles, whatever. The reason why some of them passed because they wanted it, the American dream. Okay, they know if they mention black ancestry, they would not get it. Okay, they be ostracized from those who are African American community who do not look white, those who are mixed with white but do not look white. They feel, I'm not saying envious, but they feel that they cannot relate to the same situation. But I always tell people, you can't bash those who look white in our community because honestly, there are those who feel they better than you because they don't look ethnic, okay? But not everybody that looks white who is mixed with African American have this superiority complex. Oh, I'm lighter than you, my hair straight is better than you, blah blah. My lips ain't big, my nose. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody act that way, okay? There are some mixed folks who do act that way, okay? And yeah, put them in check, okay? We all mix ourselves, but you have those, so even though that, I don't think I'm better than somebody because I have caramel skin, you know what I'm saying? I'm lighter than someone that's dark, you know what I'm saying? So, because only God is better, okay? But, and God is superior, and we're not God, okay? So, none of us are. So, point is, I understand that there are those, because remember back in slavery days, those who did look white, I don't look white. So we was back in slavery days, and we run away from master. Okay, they'll pretend to be a slave master. So white folks will not try to take us. White race people will not take us back from the plantation or kill us for leaving the plantation. Whipped us hard or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You don't know their history. There was people who did look white. They'll pretend to be the, I'm serious. Let's say me and Tom Hanks, just got off the plantation. We don't want to work on that plantation, but we in the house or the field because they had dark ones in the house too, okay? And you know, and so no matter what the shade is, we don't want to be slave at all, okay? And so let's say we walking and my camera skin behind can't pass for white, but let's say he passed for white and say, well, this is my slave. We're going to so blah blah in town. Well, the other white folks don't know who this person is. Okay, that's how it happened back. And there was another underground railroad situation. Okay, a lot of folks would do that. So folks need to understand you can't sit there and knock people down who do look white uh, because society is Eurocentric beauty and all this other stuff and privilege for white privileges. So that's the reason why that many people who do look white, who are mixed with African American and also Native American as well, will pass and say, I'm not mixed with anything else but white so they can have more the money and the privilege and blah blah. It's not that shit a white American dream, should I say. The American pie, should I say. But this dude's coming here calling using the N word because it's gonna come out. I'm sorry. I mean, I didn't know about the color. I just knew this man was mixed with black. Okay, because 9 years ago I read about Melungeons as a mixed race person who read about mixed race ancestry and mixed race people and stuff. I knew that Elvis, by mentioning he was black. Before I met that part, I never forgot I used to be on Yahoo Chat, and there was a mixed race woman who had a white mother, and she said, yeah, everybody in the community knew that the Elvis Presley was black. I said, what? I said, well, I ain't doubted, but I just never heard no he was mixed with Cherokee. Okay, I knew that. Okay, so when I read this, when I was reading about, because a sister had showed about Heather Locklear, and I'm gonna put the link down low on Frontline PBS Frontline, the famous mixed race families, and they had mentioned in the South that Locklear is a Lumbee name. People think it's an Anglo name, but it's a Lumbee name, and her dad's side is mixed with black, white, and the American, and they're from North Carolina. Okay, his family is okay. And Lumbees are no different than the Melungeons. So that's why I guess I got this leak here about the Melungeons, but Heather Locklear being Melungeon besides Lumbee. Okay, so she never mentioned this at all, but the PBS, put out her record, and hey, that's what she is. And so, and I never forget, me and my homegirl was talking about this like high yellow bone chick, not, what I'm saying, what I'm talking about. She told me, she said, yeah, Abraham Lincoln was black. They have an opinion the first, it was true, besides killing him for freeing the slaves, they also had a penny, which is the lowest coin, And I never forget when I read this article about the Melungeon in 2003. I said Abraham Lincoln is part black. My homegirl was right about this. So Obama is not the first person to have black ancestry, and I don't care if this is not the first. They also had one of the who's a Ku Klux Klan, and I remember before I found this man was a Ku Klux Klan member. He was the president, Warren G. Harding. Oprah Winfrey talked about passing for white people who did pass for white, you know what I'm saying, back in '93. And this is the same year I was learning about my multiracial background and multiracial ancestry and getting that multiracial movement. And that, this is when I was 13, 14 years old. And I remember watching this, and she mentioned that rumor had about Warren G. Hardy being part of the black race and denying it, and he was afraid to have children with his white wife. Yes, yeah. Well, here in 2014, last year, I listed the 5 presidents who was the Ku Klux Klan. Warren G. Harding was named with that, and it's shocking. So not only he was hating his black side, but he was part of KKK. So, and also, Edgar Hoover was not a president, but he was segregation. He also had a black family, and his partial black family, because they mixed with the white as well. Those who couldn't pass, they were scared to tell people that he was mixed with black because he found out he could find somebody to kill him. Yeah. And it's so funny because I never forget my grandma. We're talking about my grandma, my dad's side. We're talking about a friend of mine who's camera skinned, older friend of mine. She mixed with Creole. Her background is African. She's from Louisiana. For so-called friend because she was older, old lady. She trying to run my dog life. I said, I don't know. I was 20 years old. No. But when we was friends, she told me her background is African American, French Creole, German, because you mentioned that German a lot. And so she mentioned Puerto Rican, which is Hispanic, and American. She hated Mexicans, for example. That's why I had to not hang with because I don't want to hang with people like that, who are racist. But this woman that told me this, she said that her mother, like a higher version, they claim to be related to Mahalia Jackson. Her mother, like a higher version of her, okay? And her mother, before her mother married her dark-skinned father, who was also Creole and mixed with German as well, she's married to a man like a white man who was mixed with Creole in Louisiana. And he raised those kids who did look white to think they were better and think they holding it out, he think they're superior, okay? This woman had left her children, she did, her mother's left her children, divorced her first husband, and married a dark-skinned Creole man. And then, so do that mixture that came out of camera skin, friend of mine, okay? The old lady who's a friend, call her friend, okay? So what happened was, half of the family lived in Houston, and half of the family lived in Houston. One lived in Louisiana. I don't know how they passed because she told me, she said, I don't know what this white woman coming to the house every time. Well, that white woman was a mixed woman that was her mother's sister. Okay? Her mother's sister looked like a white woman. She passed while she went to, even back in segregation days, she went to LSU, you know what I'm saying? And then there was her aunt. She also told me that her sister, the friend of mine who's camel skin, like more like me, shall I say, her half sister, who passed for white here in Houston, married a white man. So when their mother died, okay, and it came to the funeral, her husband was shocked that his wife was part black. It's funny. And then she told me this. She said that her brother looked like a white man. This was like 10 years ago. This was 10 years ago. No, actually make it 11 years ago. Because that 2002. No. Around about 12, 13 years ago. But it was back in 2000 and 2001 too. She told me in 3. She told me her brother, who looked like a white man, works for Harris County Police Department. Harris County, no, worked for HPD, Harris Houston Police Department. And she told me, she said, well, He looks like white people. He arrests his people every doggone day. Okay, so when I told my grandma about this on my dad's side, she said, "Lucky that she not if she you don't have her killed, because." And I'm like, "How did she? Huh?" So I'm like, cause I thought usually back in the day when a person passed for white and they got caught, they got killed. You know, they didn't get nobody else killed. But when I saw last year, when I was watching a documentary on J. Edgar Hoover, and I found out J. Edgar Hoover mixed with black, you can just tell. Okay, he didn't look black 100%, but the dark hair and everything, okay, yeah. So I say, wait, and so that's when the woman who did research on about her family tree, the sister's light skinned sister, she said, yeah, she said when she went to her home, her dad told her not to tell nobody that related to J. Harry who will get killed. Okay, so they're back in the day, yeah, they had power. Those mulatto people who did look white had power, and you told their secret about them being mixed with black, they'll do something to you, okay, or they get somebody to do something to you, okay. So you know, and the same thing goes for even this is not nothing new because even some Latinos, when I mentioned about Mexicans being mixed with black, some get very offended about that, or some other Hispanic nationality, and like I say, it's 2015. There's no reason to pass. There's no reason to pass. Okay. The white people who claim to be pure white, should I say, are going to be minority. We're mixed, and that's why I don't. I mean, as when society starts to recognize how historically we're racially mixed it is, I don't have no reason to hide about my white background. Okay, because that was the one that my family was against. Besides the Indian, that was okay to mention the American side, but the oppressor side, shall I say, they didn't want that mentioned. No, and I'm like, well, the reason why I mentioned it because it was back in the 1990s, the whole multiracial movement was getting to be big, and men celebrities come out talking about their mixed background. Even Oprah had about the show I just mentioned earlier about people passing for white. I'm like, well, I might as well go ahead and mention my mixed background because I shouldn't be ashamed. That's part of me anyway. So the reason why I'm making this video is because that's why this man here is using the N word on his songs because he know he got black in him. Okay, he know that you can just look at his dad with that curly hair he is. Okay, that dark curly hair. Okay, and he's part of the black race. He not pure black. Of course, he'd be looking more like Akon, should I say? But no, he's mixed, and so that's why he defending the N word. Because there are white people who do use the N word with a black symbol identified friend, should I say? Because it's symbol like to be called, including like to have somebody call you a nigga, you call yourself a nigga, and you having folks outside of race having feel it's okay to call you that, and you have no problem with that, okay? So, because to me, nigga and nigga are the same word, just two different spellings, okay? And I don't think of myself being inferior. I don't allow nobody to make me feel inferior, so why would I use an inferior word, the word nigga, to call myself that? I have more respect for myself. So, this dude being a white version of, a white looking a coon, because he is part black, should I say, call himself, use the word nigga, and he defend that word because he know his ass is because it's part black. He know he since because first his daddy, I don't know if he choose to deny or just family taught him to deny. He and I know, but they did research on his family tree and found out that Tom Hanks got black DNA in him. Okay, so and you can just look at Tim. When I saw him Blues Buzz, I ain't not noticing, but I actually when I read the article back in 2003 about the Melungeon people and found that Tom Hanks, I said, no, why he got that curly hair? You know what I'm saying? But now his son, he look a little darker. He not dark skin, no. He like a white man with a tan. Okay, should I say, with little blondish hair. Okay, and blue eyes. And you can look and tell this dude got some Negro blood in him with that natural. I don't think he might tan, okay? But I wouldn't be shocked that tan is natural, okay? And so that's why he's sitting here saying that he's okay using any word. He defending. He don't care about anybody say. There's not no shot. The dude got black in him. He sure acting ghetto too. I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but he's trying to, I guess, trying to prove how black he is by acting ghetto, which that don't make you black anyway, but he's still part black and part white in Native American, okay? Just like I'm part black and part white and Native American, okay? Um, you know, When I see my camera behind on the mirror, I know what happened. Okay, and that's why I'm here. That's why I'm the camera nail part and swirl. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm the as I call myself, the camera nail part and swirl. And hey, you know what I'm saying? I have no problem in the camera nail part and swirl. So that's the reason why this man is mentioning that he got black. He using the word nigga because, and yeah, you got folks who do look white. Because I mix with Creole, and I noticed I've seen this before. Those who do look white, who use the N word with they black, with they those who look more black friends, should I say, and they get along, and you know, also you my, you know, what's up, my nigga, blah blah this that, and I just hate to hear that word. Trust me. I like the fact that Lisa Leslie said so intelligently on the TMZ. She said the homeboys can get it, but seriously, I don't think the homeboys gonna get him because he probably told his homeboys that his grandparent was part black, this and that. Also, I found out it's so interesting that is it true? I also it's a talk also on the internet that Hanks is related to Lincoln. So I guess actually wait a minute, hold up. Oh, doubt it. Okay. So his mother is okay, Lincoln's last name, certain her maiden name was Hanks. And Tom, oh dang. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, so they're Melungeons. And please do y'all research on Melungeons. Let me spell the name for you, okay? It is MELUNGEONS. Please do your research on Melungeons. They're a part of American history. They should not be ignored by being mixed with African, American, and Caucasian. This is, like I say, race mixing. Did not start in 1966, 67, whatever. We have been race mixing for years. This country has been race mixing for years. Um, and that's one thing that when y'all deny, if you do have mixed background and you deny who you are and just claim to be black or white or whatever multiracial identity you have, that makes you a liar and you actually turn your back on who you really are because you make a society who's ignorant and dumb tell you how to live your life. That's one thing about me. I don't let society tell me how to live my dog life. I choose to do whatever I want to do and I choose to claim who I really am, not about racist one drop rule and there's one job rule and also blood quantum stuff, which is not true. Those blood quantum theories and what's the other one job rule is not true and father side, all that stuff is not true. Okay, you are whatever ethnic group you have in you, racially mixed background you have in you, is part of who you are. You shouldn't have to run it. That's one thing I get tired. The folks call me a self-hater are the ones who the self-haters because they deny who they are every day. They don't want to know who they are. They don't put it on checking. Don't check three boxes, whatever. I don't hate myself. I love the fact I'm a camera, little part and swirl. Okay, mixed with black and African, black African, American, and Caucasian. That's how my behind got here. That's how my parents they mixed too. My grandparents, there they go, and whoever on down in the family tree who started race mixing. And we all relate to white people anyway in the American besides African. Okay, I mean, I can have so long distance white cousins and Native American on the reservations who are long distance cousins too. Okay, so that I mean, you have long distance cousins who are not black. They don't make you pure black. Hello, okay. So, like I said, I see this man as a multiracial man who's lost. I guess he's trying to be on his black side because maybe his family have a history of passing, and he want to get back into his black roots. But calling yourself a nigger and calling everybody else who look more black niggers don't make you black. Okay, let's get that straight now. Okay, it makes you look ignorant calling folks niggers. Okay, now I admit that I call George Zimmerman a nigger. Okay, because George Zimmerman is when he mentioned he got black in him, but he felt that he was close to white and had that cultural mindset, you know, and try to kill a brother to fit into the white community. And yeah, the white man shot him for acting all bully bad. George Zimmer gonna learn one of these days. And white folks down in Florida, you know what I'm saying, they ain't play. Yeah, they got Ku Klan down there, you know, Klan don't like African American. They don't like Hispanics either, because Hispanics are racially mixed as well. They not pure Spaniard, okay? So they, he was just a puppet for white supremacy, should I say? Talking about George Zimmer was, but them they'll call people all type of WETBICKs and SPICs. Okay, they're not gonna sit here and for example, when he hit that white woman and stuff, and then that her daddy and stuff, they don't get him for that. And you know what I'm saying, when you're a brown or black man doing stuff to you know what I'm saying, they gonna get you straight down racist Florida. Florida got cool Klan folks down there, and who police officers, MNTs, and judges and stuff. Yeah, the reason why they let him get by because he had a white daddy who's a judge. If he ain't had that white daddy as a judge, he'd be lost right now. Okay, so but I'm gonna let you know. That white man gonna win, and I change. So the white man gonna win that case with George Zimmerman. He not gonna be indicted. Okay, he gonna say that the George Zimmerman tried to bully him, and like I said, George Zimmerman gonna learn. You know what I'm saying? That white man ain't gonna play. You know, like I said, and Matthew Apperson, his name is. He gonna play. And so that's the only one on the person I call nigga is George Zimmerman. And George Zimmerman does have Afro-Peruvian background. Y'all stop saying he Mexican. The man's part white on his dad's side, okay, and part Hispanic, Peruvian. Peru is in South America, okay? Yeah, they Hispanic people, but they're not Mexican, okay? His mother's father is Afro-Peruvian. So stop. You know what? That I never understand why y'all don't want to drop him. I'm not saying why drop him, but those little want to drop anybody got black DNA and call them pure black. Okay, I say they're part black. I don't say they're pure black. You know, y'all don't want to drop one George Zimmerman. So I mean, it's a funny thing. Some folks still call him a white man. Please stop, don't make him feel happy. He want to be pure white so bad. Okay, he mixed. Okay, if you're a mutt, you're mutt. Okay, no matter how dark or light you are, if you got a mixed background, you're a mutt. And I'm sorry to say it like this. Just I mean, I know it's on formal language, but still, you're multiracial. Just put it away. You're multiracial. Okay, you can't run for that. Can't run for that. Because your children might come out lighter than you or darker than you. Their kids might come out different. You know what I'm saying? Or they might look black or look white to people, but you can look and tell. But there are different shades in your doggone family tree. You're not up here a black person, okay? Shoot. So I tell it like it is. I ain't trying to put that one drop and all that stuff. But wait, so the point is this little character Tom Hanks, he's part black, okay, and that's the whole reason why he feels comfortable using the N word, okay. And like I said, before this expression came out, I already knew that Tom Hanks, Heather Locklear, Elvis Presley, President Lincoln, and Ava Gardner, and Steve Martin were all part black. I already knew that. I already knew that. As a multiracial person, I read about multiracial people, okay? And I tell it like it is. I'm not, well, they white or they black. No, I don't use no multiracial category with nobody who's mixed. I don't care how dark they are. I don't care how light they are. I don't care all that, okay? Because it's sad that people are so scared about their mixed ancestry. They want to hide it. They want to ignore it. But they want to claim one of the races that society force you to check because they don't want to acknowledge mixed race people. Okay, that's the point. It's the reason why folks use blood quantums and one drop rule was to ignore mixed ancestry and stop people from mixing in the first place. They didn't want no more mixing going on. Okay, so y'all, it's like genocide. It's like paper genocide to mixed race people, and I'm not gonna commit paper genocide to my multiracial people, whether they don't like to acknowledge it or not. Okay, I tell it like it is. Anyway, y'all, bye bye. Have a nice day.